Hello, Sparrows. Good day, darlings. What is fabulous with you tonight? What's fabulous with you tonight? It is Wisdom Wednesday. And of course, I am Valerie Miller of TV. The Valerie Miller Double Fold. This very moment, you have opportunity to change. You have opportunity to change. And of course, like I said, it is Wisdom Wednesday. And of course, I am your conscious lifestyle strategist and author of How I Became Fabulous and a lady all the time. Tonight, we have an episode session of Girl Talk Guys 2. And the question of the hour is, as I turn my ringer off on my phone, let me do that. Does love make the world go round? Or does it just make the journey worthwhile? That is the question of the evening. I was going to do it as a poll, then decided against it. Didn't want to do that. We're just going to jump right on in and talk about it. It's different layers of love, right? We all know that because it's not feasible to love everybody and everything the same. That's just not the case because there are different layers of love. We have different relationships with different things, different people, places we've been before, right? And of course, with my book, it's based on love, in love, out of love, through love, because of love. That is the gist of what my book is about. So I'm just going to be mixing in just a little bit from the book and then just a little bit of some things that really warrants what layers of love look like. I can only speak for myself. As for you, it's up to you to decide how many layers do you have? Hmm? How many layers do you have in love? Have you ever even thought about it? It's always been something that filters through my mind all the time because every time I turn this camera on, it's something pertaining to love. My business is love based, biblical based. It's different principles that I live by. My business came to life because of this book. This book right here. There's so much juiciness in there because you learn so much about me. When I turn this camera on, you learn a lot about me, even things that's not in that book. It's me this very moment. So, what are your thoughts? Be sure to drop into comments what your thoughts are when it comes to, does love make the world go round? Does it really? Does it really? Or do you feel that the journey itself is just more doable, make life more pleasurable because of it? It's in the midst of everything. Love surrounds everything, it's in everything. It's a universal want. Everybody wants love. We've had different layers of love, like I said, but we want that ultimate love. Now, the best love, the only love, the first of love, where love even comes from, is God, right? We know that. He is our everything, no matter what you call him. We are here because of love. Does it make the world go round? Hmm? I filtered a few things around on the timeline. Didn't want to give too much away because, in essence, I turn the camera on and just go for it like that. It's not necessarily planned. However, tonight I did jot down a few things to bring about into conversation. So be sure to share in comments. I don't know who's out there. I know there's some live with me, and there's going to be some that's going to catch the replay later. Just be sure to let me know who you are. If you're a veteran, say so. If you're a newbie, say so. However, let me know that you are here because of the platform I can no longer see by looking. All I know is by number. So be sure to say who you are and if you're a veteran, right? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts when it comes to LOVE on this Wisdom Wednesday? I love talking about love. I do. It's my favorite thing to talk about because we're nothing without it. In reality, that's real talk. Because when I say my layers of love, I mean, I'm talking about layers of family, what I do for a living, that's a relationship in love, and in partnerships, that's love, and looking at that a little bit different. And then we have that materialistic, more tangible type of love. Like, I love chocolate. I might love this denim jacket. It's like my favorite thing, like my favorite denim jacket. I have several denim jackets, but no matter what, I always grab this one because I love this denim jacket. So it's different layers of love. People, places, things. Does it really make the world go around? That's the question that we're talking about tonight. You may love your career. Like I just said, I love what I do. I'm doing what I do now because I love it so much. And it took many years for me to get to this place because I had so many different types of career paths. All were things that I actually love doing, though. Didn't have a typical career path like most people would be in the healthcare industry, would be in the insurance industry, those types of following the banking industry, those types of things. No, that was boring to me. Mm-mm. No, interior design, being executive, working with partners, it's different things that I did that brought me joy. If it didn't bring me joy or something that I could say I loved, I didn't do it. It was just like that, simply did not do it. However, over time, love changes. We change as we evolve the things we love, sometimes the people, sometimes the places where we live. We may want to move from North Carolina to New York City. We may want to move from California to Italy. It doesn't matter. As we evolve, the things, sometimes people, and places changes. Does it really make the world go round? Does it really? It just depends on you and what you believe, what your layers of love look like, and standing in that space because it actually directs us in all that we do. Who we are associating with, who we spend time with, where do we go, all these things. When you sit back and really ponder it, it goes back to LOVE because if you don't want to do it, you don't choose to do it, it better be some layer of love in it. Otherwise, you're not going to do it. That easy, that breezy, that simple, that's it. And that's all. In reality, you know, partnership love, like it's quite a few individuals that I wrote about in my book. It's actually seven, and that's like from middle school, high school to young adult. And those were different layers of love in relationships. Not to dig too deep in that because I'm going to be sharing more later on as I get closer to writing more in book three because pretty much book two is done. So when I release book two and three, you're going to learn a whole lot more about me and my love relationships, the different types of relationships, including the one that I have with myself. Because if you don't have a love relationship with you, it's not feasible for you to love anybody else. It changes your look of love. It changes your scope and your feeling and direction on what love sincerely is. Is it that unconditional love that God has for us? Is it? Or is it conditional love? Because I know for a fact it was one person that I was dealing with. Oh my gosh. It was a conditional love with this person. Very materialistic, very all the way out there. That was a memorable experience. And the saga continues. I'll say that, and pretty much that's all. But like I said, as we continue to evolve, everything changes. we change. What we consider to be love changes. At one point in time, I had a very extreme love for Krispy Kreme donuts. Let me mess around and drive by and see that hot now sign on. I can be 3, 4 lanes over. I spot that red hot now sign. Guess what? I'm crossing all the traffic. I'm going to make that exit. I'm going to get up in there because I wanted those donuts. It was like that. That was the relationship between me and Krispy Kreme donuts. However, now, no, not feeling it. Uh-uh. I might eat one every clear blue moon when I tell you that. Now, my palate's changed because I've changed. My lifestyle has changed over the years to where I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that because it's just like me opening my mouth and pouring syrup down there, just automatic straight sugar in my mouth. That's what it tastes like. Over the top, too sweet to me now. Therefore, I don't have a love for Krispy Kreme donuts anymore. And the same thing happens in our relationships. The same thing happens in our careers. The same thing happens when we look in the mirror and we don't desire to take that long, hard stare at our physiques anymore. As we age, things change, things expand, things happen that we don't find to be cute anymore. hmm I keep a fan around. You've probably noticed on many lives. You see this fan, I'll break it out. Change. Do I love that? No. Is it necessary? Absolutely. Why do I love going through the change and all the changes that I'm experiencing now at my 50 plus one? It's because it reminds me that I'm growing, I am changing, I am becoming different, who I am intended to be, the person I was born to be. And it's not feasible for us to stay in that same place at any given time of our lives. We are definitely going to change in spaces. So when I am hit with a hot flash, I had the choice to take the medication, all that stuff. Decided against that because I didn't want to mask anything what was going to be a natural part of who I'm becoming. How can I have conversation around it if I'm so busy running away from it? If I'm so busy trying to remain to be the person that I have been before? I had to accept that. I am changing. I'm changing. I'm becoming greater. And with each flash, oh my gosh, I've gotten to where I time them to see how long it's going to be before I can get back through that thing. And what I'm experiencing, my thoughts in the midst of it, it doesn't matter that I might look like I've been drenched with water. Sometimes, yeah, I have to embrace those types of things. I'm grateful for every level of love, every layer of love. And I talk about my layers, my stories, and my songs in my book. This is another layer of my life going through these changes. So that's why I'm coming to you tonight to say embrace the changes, embrace your layers of love, note and be mindful of what your love is. What are your layers? Why are they your layers? What do they really mean to you? Have they changed over the years that you've noticed? Have they? Have they not? It's worth pondering the thought because sincerely, it does, in essence, make the world go round because it's universal. Love is universal as the sound of music is universal, one and the same. It touches our hearts, it touches our minds, it changes our minds, our thoughts, our spirits, our soul. All revolves around love. It makes us smile sometimes, it makes us cry or sad or have these plethora of memories. Love does that. Music does that. What does your layers of love look like? And it definitely makes life worthwhile living. It does. Because it kind of just embellishes that joy, you know, being happy to elated to joyous, all of that. Because we need that sometimes. Because there's so much automatic negativity in the world, sadness that happens in the world, things that are completely out of our control. However, when we can be introduced or we can bask in love, we welcome it. We invite it in. Family first. You were born into love. However, our birth picture may look different for some. However, there's always love. Somebody loves you. Somebody loved you from the moment you came into this world to wherever you stand presently, right now. Someone cried tears when you came into this world because that's a love that is hard to describe. It's instantaneous love of a child when they come into the world, whether if it's yours or not. We smile, we're in glee, we're excited because life has just taken place. New life is beautiful. New life is something we are unable to create on our own. That is a God thing, period. We're here, our birthdays, love. And of course, you all know I absolutely love birthdays. It's the one celebration that warrants stop all everything to celebrate life. Because if you were not born, you wouldn't be here. We would be talking about love. But when you're born into families, we don't choose our families. We are born into this village of people that we call family. Parents, aunties, uncles, grandparents, siblings, cousins, the village. And we have love for all these people because we were born into love. They love us back, not chosen, just is because of the bloodline. That fact. However, when we're talking partnerships, the person, that best friend, that person that we're all seeking, yeah, that match made in heaven that we'd like to call, however, isn't always a match made in heaven. Different layers of love. However, that particular love, that's a chosen love. We choose that love. We choose someone to spend our lives with. My only hope is that we choose correctly. I'm divorced, living single. Yeah, yeah. However, love looks differently for all of us. Like I said, I mentioned 7 individuals in my book, How I Became Fabulous and a Lady All the Time. And those were 7 different layers of love. Only one that I can say was the love of my life. At the time, I I really can't say that at this point. Well, yeah, love looks differently. Even over many years and being away from each other for many years, we still have love for each other. It's different this time, completely. Friends type of love. Still attracted kind of love. However, that doesn't necessarily mean lifelong love. Mm-mm, mm-mm. No, I will not sit here and say that because love changes over time. Like I said, there are layers of love. I had love for that Krispy Kreme donut, or donuts, shall I say. My palate changed. I have changed over the years. Things of how I used to be way back then, I'm not that person anymore. My views have changed. My personality has changed. I'm still fabulous, right? However, life has changed in every area of it, starting by losing my son and then losing two more kids. My life changed every time I had a loss in my life. Every time I was introduced to something different, my life changed. My love changed. So that's what I'm talking about. What does your love look like today? Does it really make the world go round? Or does it just make the journey that much worthwhile? Ponder those questions and really assess it to decide what yours look like in the end today versus 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, maybe even 30 years ago. Take it all the way back and have that memory recall. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. And you have to fall in love with yourself, number one. If you haven't fallen in love with yourself, then that's going to really give you the trueness of your capability of loving, your qualifications for love. Is it authentic? Is it conditional? hmm Does it change every time the wind blows? That is what I'm talking about. Because there's only one consistency in love, and that consistency, and it's glare on my glasses, I'm taking them off. There's only one consistency in love, and that's the love that God has for us. Does the love that you possess for yourself, the love that you possess for others, does it equate to that? Who falls in that category of unconditional? What? Does your career fall into it? Are you in alignment with your birthright gifts, the thing that you were born to do? Or shall I say plural? Could be things, because sometimes we have additional gifts. No one person just has one and one alone. I know I have so many different things that I can do extremely well that I was never trained to do. I was just born with that ability. Grateful for it. That's a love. And I'm going to always ask you, especially when I'm doing interior design work, or when you're seeking something in particular, you're working with me with strategizing and consulting, those types of things. Whenever we're having a session or whatnot, I'm going to ask you, do you love it? Are you in love with that? When it's time to bring something new in or get rid of something old, what is your attachment to it and why? I'm going to ask you those types of questions. So, therefore, I'm going to serve you the juice on that tonight. Ask yourself those questions to determine, does love make the world go round for you? Or just possessing love in your heart, your soul, and spirit, your mind, your thoughts, your everything, because it's what wake you up in the morning. It's that one push that gets you throughout your day. Ponder that. Does it really make your journey that much worthwhile? It does for me. I'm going to say it's no more of an answer one over the other for me. I know that God is love, and by God being love, and you notice how my tone of voice has really come down, down, down. And any other time you hear, I'll be just, but no, I'm just in this mellow space right now and having a summer moment. Other than that, love is a beautiful thing. And God is love. I love him. I know I'm a reflection of him. Therefore, I am love. Therefore, I love without conditions, unconditionally, especially when it comes to the people in my life, my friendships. I have layers of girlfriends. You may hear me say girlies, girly girls, gals, girlfriend, honey. I have layers. I mean, even one of them is honey girl. So I have different layers of friendships. It's always been that way. It's some things I share with my best friends that I'm not going to share with some of the other gals, girlies, girly girls, guys, because I have my friendships with my males also. So looking at the different layers of things, materialistic things, not so much. I can like that a lot. I really like it a lot. Am I going to die if I don't have it? No. But there are some pieces that I really sincerely enjoy, like my lingerie, chest, that Brompton Hall piece. Oh, yeah, I love that. But would I die without it? No. I'll just get something different. I just really like it a whole lot. That type of a thing. Anything I have, this is how I determine my layers of love when it comes to possessions of things, those tangible things. I've learned to just live without them. Over the years, I have gotten rid of so many things as I've moved, as my life has evolved. I've gotten rid of things. Even in the past year and a half, I've gotten rid of so many things that I had no idea I had these attachments with. Had no idea. However, when my eyes were opened, that I was attached to these things, it was easy for me to get rid of them because I didn't want my heart to be filled with things, material things at that. Because all things can be replaced. All things can be replaced. So why drag it from place to place, city, state, and country with you when you can just get rid of it where it is and just open your heart to something new? Be a part of something new. Try something new. That's what I'm talking about. I had to learn that along with my layers of love. If it's something I can leave behind, and when I, retire from this world, material things we are not taking. I am not taking that Brompton Hall lingerie chest, no matter how much I love it, no matter how much I love writing my books. It doesn't matter. These are things I leave behind. That I'm grateful for with writing and leaving my work behind because that's like leaving a piece of me behind for family, for friends, for perfect strangers who may read my work and receive a blessing by reading something that I've left behind, no matter when I wrote it. However, love for you, love for my family, love for that special person in my life, that partner, that future husband, whomever is going to be in my life, that is equate to that layer of love, unconditional love. When I expire, those people are in my spirit, they're in my soul. They go with me when I go. That's how I determine what's important, what isn't important, what I love, what I do not love. If I cannot take it with me when I go, in my spirit, not a love. Not like that. Not like that. But you can have some momentary things. Momentary things. I love this painting behind me, this canvas. It's a lotus. I absolutely love that. And no matter where I go, I'm going to take that with me. There are some other pieces that I have that can travel with me because the stories behind them is a part of my home. It's a part of my heart because of the stories, not stories that are attached to another relationship per se, but it's attached to a place I've been in my life. That's what I'm talking about. So, weigh your options on your layers of love, what you're loving, who you're loving, places that you're loving, things. Weigh your options. And that's all the juice I'm going to serve you tonight. That's it. That is all. That is it. You can sip on it, you can gulp it. As long as you ingest it, that's all I care about, Sparrows. That is it. That is it. Yeah. Does love make the world go around? Or does it? Okay, now I'm going to go. I'm going to go. I want to give you back your time this evening. But ponder what I just shared with you. What I've just Sparrow House and spending a little engaging time with me tonight. I love you so. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. Therefore, love without conditions. Always possess a positive attitude and soar in all you do. Okay?